What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Disgraced former Teen Mom 2-star and serial criminal Nathan Griffith has been arrested yet again, except this is not I don't know how to say it. It is a recent arrest, okay, but it's not the most recent arrest. It actually turns out that he was secretly arrested a couple of weeks before his most recent arrest, right? The whole thing is just, it's a lot, okay? So look at this wall of mugshots. So this wall of mugshots has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 different mugshots. But the crazy thing is, there are 2 new mugshots to add to the list. So the one that we're already aware of, which we've covered on this channel, which is his arrest for allegedly strangling his sister. And now, according to The Sun, it turns out that just weeks before allegedly strangling his sister, Nathan Griffith got his millionth DUI charge. I ask this every single time I make a video about these degenerates who just keep getting arrested for the same thing, right? Like, how is it possible that someone gets arrested multiple times for DUIs and they're still out on the streets and they're still able to drive? How is it possible that someone gets charged and arrested multiple times for strangulation and they are not in jail for at least a decade plus? Like, it literally does not make any sense to me, right? Like, especially hot off the heels of the Ryan Edwards story. If you're not aware, do make sure to go check out that video. But long story short, Ryan Edwards, after leaving his children's home in a state of extreme disarray, constantly breaking the restraining order that his estranged wife, Mackenzie Standifer, had against him, et cetera, his constant drug activity and paraphernalia arrests and whatnot, he has been released from jail. He's being released. He actually, I think it's tomorrow that he's going to start a rehab instead. I don't understand why the judge decided to do things this way instead of just allowing him to finish out his year-long jail stint and then sending him to rehab afterwards. But I digress. Honestly, the system is ridiculous, and it needs help because these people are so dangerous to the general public, yet they are allowed to roam around freely. Like, it makes me nervous going out. Like, you really don't know how many of these types of people are just like walking down the street by you, ready to snap at any given moment, ready to get behind the wheel drunk at any given moment. Anyway, let's get into the story. Like I said a little bit earlier, this is a breaking story from thesun.com. And so Nathan's strangulation arrest took place in Vegas. So I guess he fled Florida after getting his millionth DUI. And they're saying that this happened on June 1st. Meanwhile, the strangulation was just a couple of days ago. So mid-July. And so cops were called to a scene where Nathan and his wife were having a disturbance together. And I guess by the time that the police were able to head over there, they found Nathan in his car in the driver's seat with the vehicle turned on and in park. And the cops said that they smelled a lot of alcohol coming from him, which is par for the course with Nathan. This is a huge theme of his arrests. Even in the story about him allegedly strangling his sister, the cops noted that he's reeked of alcohol. Nathan really needs help for his very obvious substance abuse issue. I don't know why that is constantly being brushed under the rug. If you can send Ryan Edwards to rehab, you can send Nathan Griffith to rehab, right? Like, I just don't understand, especially with all these DUIs. And take away his license once and for all while we're at it, okay? Anyway, let's get into some more descriptions that the cops gave about him. This is a direct quote. The defendant, who was obviously Nathan Griffith, exhibited slurred speech, glossy eyes, and a flushed face, indicative of a person under the influence of alcohol. And so, of course, they conducted some field sobriety tests, and he failed to keep his proper balance and everything. And everything was going all well and dandy, fine and dandy. He was cooperating at first, but when he realized that he was getting sent to the slammer for the millionth time, instead of being excited about taking a more exciting and effervescent mugshot this time around, he got rowdy. So once handcuffed behind the seat of the police vehicle, Nathan allegedly started slamming his head on the bars and everything and just being incredibly belligerent. He had an extremely antichrist attitude. So Yeah, once at the station, he allegedly refused to get out of the car in order to provide a breathalyzer sample. And he just kept on refusing. And get this, what was found in his car, which was on as he reeked of alcohol, allegedly, an empty bottle of Tito's vodka inside of a black bag in the passenger side floorboard. And the cap, so he was drinking this thing straight, no chaser, no lemon, no salt, no limoncello. The cap was on his side. Nathan, oh Lord, pack it up, man. Pack it up. I think he's a lost cause, just like I think Ryan Edwards is a lost cause. At this point, let them just hang out in jail. Let them just hang out in jail. I feel like that's best for them. They're clearly struggling on the outside. They're not capable of being useful members of society. I really think jail is best for them. There are some people who thrive there, right? Nathan loves fitness, like, but he can hang out in the courtyard lifting those weights and whatnot. I really think that that is what's best for him. The outside world is just not for Nathan Griffith. And I don't think it's for Ryan Edwards either. And it's sad to say that, but just look at this. And we're missing mugshots, you guys, at least 2, but there's probably even more that we're missing, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we're missing another 5 mugshots from this wall of shame. And I think that when you have this many, it just shows that you are incapable, of being a free member of society. To me, especially when your arrests are so frequently under the pretense of violence, right? How many times has he been arrested for DV, strangulation? And then that's the endangerment of intimate partners or family members in the case of his sister. And then the other half of them are for DUI. So you're just endangering everybody on the road. Something needs to be done with you, something very, very drastic. Maybe they can mandate him to do some rehab after he serves a jail sentence, of course, right? I don't know. The whole thing just is so disappointing. It really is. It just, looking at these photos and stuff and the way that he turned out, I can't get the image that he tried to portray of himself on Teen Mom 2 out of my head. Do you remember how he used to show up to like Janelle's house, or should I say Barbara's house, in like a suit and tie and dress pants, claiming to be this like model, an underwear model, and like this guy who works in corporate and who was just all put together. Barbara even asked Janelle what someone like Nathan, like this great guy he portrayed himself as being, would want with someone like Janelle, like, and just to see that he was hiding this the whole time. This is the real him. Whew. I will say though, you guys, that I do have a very like kind of morbid curiosity about what turned Nathan into an alcoholic. Is it his time in the military? Because I wouldn't be surprised. I know that that is something that is very traumatic to a lot of people, and that a lot of people who are already from sort of difficult backgrounds are the ones that are typically attracted to military service or whatnot. So maybe it was a combination of the two of them. I'm not sure, but it's just sad. Guys, let me know what you think about the situation in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.